Wait, wait. So that thing you mentioned, is this really happen with you? And even noticed, but no one came for you? Wow.
Yes, absolutely. It was one of the scariest moments of my life.
So hello everyone. I'm Alex, your host, and today we are going to discuss something truly spine-chilling, a real-life mystery that unfolded because of a language barrier, and how mastering English turned the tables in the most unexpected way. Welcome to EngageSpeak Stories, the podcast where we dive into incredible tales from people who've transformed their lives through better communication. Today, my guest is Sarah, a traveler and now a fluent English speaker, who's here to share her edge-of-your-seat story. Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex. I'm excited to share this. It still gives me chills thinking about it.
All right, let's set the scene. Take us back to the beginning. Where were you, and what kicked off this whole adventure?
Okay, so this happened about 3 years ago. I was backpacking through Europe on my own for the first time. I'd always dreamed of seeing places like Paris and Rome, but my English was, well, let's just say it was basic. I grew up in a small town in India, where we spoke mostly Hindi at home and school, and English was just something we memorized for exams. I could say hello and thank you, but anything more complex? Forget it. So I land in London first, super excited, but also nervous because everything's in English, and the accents were throwing me off.
Oh man, I can imagine. London can be overwhelming even for native speakers. What happened next?
Right? So I'm wandering around near the Thames, taking pictures, feeling like a total tourist. It's getting late, around dusk, and I decide to head back to my hostel. But I get lost. My phone's GPS is acting up because of bad signal, and I end up in this quiet, dimly lit alley. Suddenly, I hear footsteps behind me. I turn around, and there's this guy, tall, wearing a hoodie, approaching me fast. My heart starts racing. He says something like,
"Excuse me, miss, have you seen my dog?" His run-off, black lab, answers to Max.
but with my limited English, all I catch is miss and dog, and his tone sounds urgent, almost angry to my ears. I panic and think he's some kind of threat.
Wow, that must have been terrifying. What did you do next?
I froze. I tried to say no, sorry, but it came out mumbled. He keeps talking, gesturing wildly, and points to a poster on the wall. Turns out it was a missing dog flyer. But I couldn't read it properly. The words were blurring in my fear. He steps closer and I bolt. I run down the alley, heart pounding, convinced I'm being chased. I hear him yelling after me, "Wait. Stop," which only makes it worse. I duck into a cafe, out of breath, and the barista asks if I'm okay. I try to explain in broken English. Man. Follow, danger. She looks confused but calls the police anyway.
Oh no, this is getting intense. So the police show up. What happens then?
The officers arrive, two of them, and they start asking questions. What did he look like? What did he say? I'm sweating trying to describe it. Tall man, black clothes, say dog. They nod, take notes, and one of them radios it in. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking I've just escaped something terrible. But then, about 20 minutes later, they bring in the same guy, handcuffed. He's protesting, saying it's a misunderstanding. Turns out, he was just a local guy whose dog had really gone missing, and he was asking passersby for help. The poster had his phone number and everything. But because I couldn't communicate properly, it escalated into this whole ordeal.
That's wild. So a simple lost dog turns into a potential crime scene because of the language gap. How did you feel in that moment?
Absolutely embarrassed. The police let him go after verifying his story, and he was furious, rightfully so. He glared at me and said, "You could have just said no." I apologized profusely, but my words were so jumbled that it probably didn't help. I spent the rest of the night in my hostel room, replaying it, thinking how one wrong interpretation could have ruined someone's day, or worse. What if he'd been arrested because of me? It hit me hard. My poor English wasn't just holding me back from ordering coffee. It was putting me and others in real danger.
That's a powerful realization. So, was this the turning point for you? The moment you decided to really invest in learning English?
Exactly. The next day, I canceled my plans to hop to Paris and instead signed up for an online English course. But it wasn't just any course. I needed something personalized because group classes had never worked for me before. That's when I found EngageSpeak.com. It's this amazing one-on-one platform where you get matched with a tutor who tailors lessons to your needs. My tutor, Mike, was patient and focused on real-life scenarios, like describing people or handling emergencies. We practiced conversations exactly like what I'd messed up, role-playing lost items, asking for directions, even dealing with misunderstandings.
Love that. And how did it change things for you as your trip continued?
Night and day, Alex. Just a couple of weeks later, I'm a completely different person. I'm in Amsterdam now, feeling more confident. And guess what? Another twist. I lose my wallet on a crowded tram. Panic sets in again, but this time, I approach a police officer and clearly explain, I've lost my wallet, black leather, with my ID and cards inside. Last seen on the number 5 tram about 10 minutes ago. He understands perfectly, radios it in, and within an hour, it's recovered at the station. I finally breathe. But that relief doesn't last long.
Oh, don't leave us hanging. What happened?
So, I go to pick it up and the officer hands it over, but says, Miss, there's a note inside. I open it. It's from the person who found it. In English.
Found this on the tram. Hope you're okay. If you'd like to say thank you, meet me at the cafe across the street at 5 p.m.
My mind races. Is this a setup? A scam? Or just kindness? Thanks to my lessons, I could read between the lines and think critically. I decide to go, but cautiously. I tell a friend via text and sit at an outdoor table.
Edge of my seat here. Who was it?
Turns out it was a kind elderly lady who'd seen me drop it. She just wanted to make sure I was all right and share a coffee. We ended up chatting for hours. She was a retired teacher, and hearing my story, she even gave me tips on Dutch phrases. But the real win? I handled the whole thing fluently, turning what could have been another nightmare into a heartwarming connection. Without EngageSpeak, I might have ignored the note or bungled the meetup.
That's incredible. From near disaster in London to serendipity in Amsterdam. It shows how English isn't just words. It's a key to unlocking safer, richer experiences. Any final twists or lessons from your journey?
One more suspenseful bit. Back home, I applied for a job that required English proficiency. During the interview, they threw a curveball, a role-play scenario about handling a customer complaint. I nailed it, drawing from my real-life mishaps. Got the job on the spot. But imagine if I hadn't learned? I'd still be stuck in that fear loop.
Wow, Sarah, what a roller coaster. Your story had me hooked from the start. Misunderstandings, chases, lost items, mysterious notes. It's a reminder that language barriers can create real suspense in life, but overcoming them opens doors you never imagined. Thanks so much for sharing.
My pleasure, Alex. If anyone's listening and thinking, that could be me, don't wait for a scare, start now.
Absolutely. And folks, if Sarah's tale inspired you, head over to EngageSpeak.com to learn English the 1:1 way. Right now, get up to 50% off on your subscription. That's EngageSpeak.com. Unlock your confidence today. Thanks for tuning in to EngageSpeak Stories. Until next time, keep speaking boldly. Bye-bye, and thank you for listening.